Hi guys. This week you're going to be working on problem solving. We have taught all the standards in math, and so for the rest of the year we're going to be just reviewing. And the thing I wanted to review today or this week is problem solving and attacking a problem, solving it, and then the explanation that you're going to need to write. So for this week, and this is for all week, your expectation is that you must state the answer to the question. You must say it. The answer is whatever, and use an answer sentence for that. Answer sentence. Then you must state the operation you chose. And an operation is add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Okay? You must tell me which one you chose and why. All right? Then I want you to say something about how you know your answer is correct. Like, how did you check it to make sure that it would fit with the problem? So I'm going to do an example, and we're going to put in all the elements so that you guys can see what an example, what an A looks like. All right, so I'm reading this problem. It says, Caitlin mixed 2 liquids for a science experiment. One container held 7/8 of a cup, and the other held 9/10 of a cup. What is the total amount of the mixture? So the first thing we do is we turn this question into an answer sentence. And I can go ahead, I'm going to put my answer over here and do my work here. I'm going to show my work here, and then this is going to be my answer. Obviously, in a Microsoft form, you cannot show me your actual work, but I do want to see that your work's reflected in your answers. So, what is the total amount of the mixture? So the answer is, the first thing I'm going to write is the total amount of the mixture is. And then I'm going to leave a blank there so that I can fill that in once I've done my work. All right, so now we look at this problem. She mixed 2 liquids together. She's looking for a total. I see that these are fractions, so I know that I'm going to have to add fractions. I can go ahead and put that in to my answer, and I can say I added the 2 amounts because she was looking for a total. Because she was looking for a total. She needed a total. All right. Now, back to my work. I'm going to take 7/8 of a cup and 9/10 of a cup and put them together. 7/8 plus 9/10. And we remember from last week that if we're going to use fractions, if we're going to add fractions, we have to change the denominators because you can't put 2 unlike things together to get something common. All right, so I think about 8 and 10. Well, I know 80 would work, but I also know that 8 goes into 40. So I think that would be an easier way to start. Let's go with 40. 10 goes into 40 4 times, so 9 times 4 is 36. 8 goes into 40 5 times, and 5 times 7 is 35. So when I add these two together, I get 71 over 40. And I know I can't leave it like that. So I say 40 will only go in 1 time. And then that's going to leave me with 31 left over. 31 over 40. So, I'm sorry. That should be 1. 1 and 31 over 40. I wrote that over each other. So, the answer, the total amount of the mixture is 1 and 31 over 40. So, in order to check this, whenever you're checking addition or subtraction, the easiest way to do it, if I'm going to, I can take this and subtract 9/10 and see if I end up with 7/8. And that will help me see if I did it correctly. So 1 and 31 over 40, or 40, minus 9/10. Again, we're going to use 40 as a common denominator. Remember, I separate these. And 9 times 4 is 36. I can't do that, so I go over here and borrow. Leaves that with 0. The 40 I just got plus the 31 would be 71. And 71 minus 90 or 36 would be, let's see, 4 more would get me to 40. 50, 60, 70 plus 1, that would be 35. 40ths. Now, that's not 7/8, but I know that I could reduce it to get 7/8 because here's where I converted that. So, my answer, I can go ahead and say, I can check my answer by subtracting 7/8, or I'm sorry, 9/10 from 1 and 31/40. All right, that's exactly what I expect in your answer. I don't need to see any of this work. I just need to have these 3 things. You need to tell me what operation you used, why you used it. You need to tell me what the answer is and how you could check your answer. And I would hope that you will check your answers, but at least tell me how you could check your answer to make sure that it's reasonable. Plus, I'm looking up here at this one. I also could have written, this answer sounds reasonable. Let's do that. Let's write this answer is reasonable because, and I know that 7/8 is almost 8/8, so it's almost 1. And then I'm going to add 9/10 onto it, and that's almost 1. So both fractions are almost 1. So my answer, I'm going to flip this over here, should be close to the number 2. And this answer, 1 and 31/40, see how close that is? So we know that it is a reasonable answer. That's another acceptable thing. You can either tell me why it's reasonable or how you checked it. But I expect to see those 3 things. Each day for this week, you have 5 problems, and you will do this for each one of them, and then I will take an average of your grades. And remember that if you just don't do one day, that's going to count as a 0 for that day, and then it'll bring down the average for the week. So make sure you do them. Make sure you do them correctly. They're only 5 problems each. Please make an effort. All right, thanks.